I'm going to show you how to get that aggressive bass tone that you hear on Bethel or Upperroom albums. Let's check it out. Cool. So on this song, actually, the reason I wanted to do it on this song is because this bass is actually a really cheap Squier bass. It's nothing fancy. Let's just give it a listen and you'll hear what I mean. So not really the best bass tone I've ever heard, right? It's fine. The playing is fine. It's fine, right? But here are the 4 plugins that I use to make it sound from that to this. Just got really aggressive, consistent low end. Cool. Let's check it out. So first, we got the Ampeg SVT VR Classic from Plugin Alliance Brainworks. They make incredible plugins. This one in particular is great. Honestly, not doing much. A little bit of a volume change, little bit of bass added to it, and it sounds like this. So bypassed, and then turn it up. And honestly, to me, it just makes it sound like a more expensive bass somehow. Like it's like they took the little Squier bass and made it nicer somehow. Anyways, also add some EQ. Always need to EQ most of the time, unless you tracked something perfectly and it just sounds great and you don't need EQ. But most of the time we need EQ, especially on live recordings, or especially if you have an instrument like a Squier that is doesn't sound exactly how you want it, right? It sounds great, just not how I want it. So I find in some of these cheaper basses, there's this weird mid-range right here, like they're around 1500. This doesn't sound great. And then there's some weird resonances whenever you're plucking in the low end. And so I've got some dynamic EQ just there, and then we're shaving off the really low lows. So we'll leave it bypassed here. And we'll put it on. So just really tightening it up, making it sound like a more cohesive bass overall. And then third, we have the CLA 2A, LA2A style plugin. And this is really just to make the bass sound more consistent. It's like, this is more so to make the dynamics really consistent, because you can compress bass quite a bit. And you really want it to hold down the low end and kind of hold the bass of the track down. So let's listen to it bypassed. And we're going to turn it on. And, you know, max, we're doing like 7 dB of gain reduction. Nothing crazy for bass, but it's just really just to tighten it up, make sure it's being very consistent in the low end. And then last but not least, we have this plugin called Parallax by Neural DSP. It's just magic. It's just magic. But first, I just want to let you know I have a gift for you. Down below, first link is the 5-part framework to making professional sounding live worship recordings. Check that out. Absolutely free. Go pick it up. It's just a PDF that shows you the whole layout of making a really professional sounding live recording. So check that out. Okay, so the Parallax. Now I'm telling you, this plugin is, in my personal opinion, is the king of all bass overdrive plugins. Okay, I know there's some phenomenal pedals out there, and there's a lot of great things, but sometimes you don't have control. Me being the mixing engineer, I don't have control over what bass gets sent to me a lot of the times, and you know what a bass player has at their disposal. So just a quick overview of the plugin. You have your input, you have a gate, you have your output up here, and then down here you have a low compression knob and your low level. So this is very cool because you can hit the overdrive hard, but you can actually make sure the lows are still very present compared to the overdrive. There's a lot of plugins or pedals that add some really cool overdrive to your bass, but it messes with the low end, and then the low end doesn't sound right. You kind of lose the punch or whatever you're looking for. So, and then you have a mid distortion. If I turn that on and off, you can see it's this right here. And then you have your high distortion right here. And then you have an equalizer right here. And it has your high and low shelf with some frequencies in between. And you can even see I am taking out even more 1500 because it just doesn't sound great. So let's turn this on, bypass, and we'll go back in the track a little bit. And we'll turn it on. Just immediately aggressive. So I'm gonna turn up this mid drive so you can hear it. So turn that down. It's probably about where I like to have it, usually around -10 or so. And you can turn the drive up. You know, you want more overdrive. I usually hit it around like 0.15. And then you have your high drive. So let's turn that up. If you really need some bite and you need to stick out of the mix more, you really punch up that high drive. I usually like it down -10 as well. And then we're just gonna push this way up. So you can get really aggressive. If you mix any like heavier music, this plugin is great for that. And then I'm just gonna bypass this EQ, show you what I did with that. So I added a lot of low end to it, and again, just took away some of that 1500 that it just sounds nasty. Take it off. Because I like having that deep low end. I like having that low end really, really present. So let's just listen to the bass with the drums. And let's turn these plugins off. Sounds like a cheap Squire bass. Turn it back on. And let's just listen to it with the rest of the instruments all together. Bypass it. So I'm gonna put it back on here in a second, but listen to like the low end floor of the song. It gets totally lost whenever I bypass it. So let's scoot it back a little bit here. And turn it on. Turn it off. Back on. Yeah. I mean, that's it. You know, it sounds beautiful. So again, just to recap, we used an Ampeg amp from Brainworks. We used the Pro Q3 to get rid of some unwanted frequencies and to get rid of some weird resonances in the low end. We compressed with the LA2A about 5 to 7 dB of compression, and then we finished it off with the Neural DSP Parallax plugin. Just sounds great. And if you see this up here, you see this Fat Clean. So these two, just as a pro tip, if you pick this plugin up, Fat Clean and Nice and Warm are such good starting points. I will never stick exactly with the preset as itself, just because you don't know what bass you have and how it's going to sound. But those two are very good starting points. Apparently, I started with Fat Clean for this song. And if you guys want to check out this song, it's by Cedar Sessions. It is down in the link below where you can check out their YouTube channel. And it's an honor to be able to work with them. And last but not least, I have a gift for you. Do not forget, it is the 5-part framework to creating professional sounding live recordings, and it's the first link in below. And then last thing is, I just want to encourage you guys. I don't know if you're a musician, a church engineer, or a mixing engineer, or whatever you are, but I believe that God has put these skills and these desires into our heart to make and create more worship music to go out and to spread his name. So I just want to encourage you guys that, like, this is important. He has bestowed these skills and these things on us so that we can continue and fill the earth with worship music. So keep creating. And if you guys have any suggestions for videos, please recommend them down below. I would love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.